Ash from Super Videos, back for another video for The Last of Us on HBO. On this video, we're going to be taking a look at some behind the scenes photos and footage from a set location that was at the center of a lot of the filming for the last week in downtown Calgary. This is actually a follow-up video to my last video. For those of you that don't know, I live in Calgary and I actually visited set yesterday and I took a lot of great photos and footage that you can go and check out. And there was actually a lot of live shots and live takes that I was able to capture in that video. So if you're interested in that, definitely go check it out. But in this video, it's a follow-up to that and we're gonna take a closer look at some of those takes and I'm gonna be analyzing some of the takes that I talked about in the other video. Also, since they were done with filming in this particular spot, they let people just walk through the set and I was able to capture some more photos and do a set walkthrough. So stay tuned, we'll be right back to break these down. Alright, as always, before we jump into this, smash that like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. One thing I want to mention, just like the previous videos, some of the pictures and footage we're going to take a look at comes from things that I captured myself, but there's some things in here that are coming from fans that took pictures and posted them. I will actually link all of my sources in the description so you can go and check them out. But with that said, let's waste no more time and dive in. The first thing I want to talk about is something that I was really curious about. So obviously, if you watched my previous video, the take that they were doing involved a blue and white truck carrying Joel and Ellie going through the city. This is an adaptation of the part of the game where Joel and Ellie are in the same truck, but they're going through the city of Pittsburgh. But in the TV adaptation, that's going to be Kansas City. I'll give you a bit more in terms of how I came up with that in just a little bit. But as I said in my other video, there was one particular take where it was actually filming the actors inside the truck. And in those takes, which I wasn't able to capture, but in those takes, you could obviously see Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey in the driver's seat and the passenger side. But they did multiple other takes after that where it was the same scene, but it was from a different perspective. And it seemed like they were doing something where it was filming the outside and maybe the actors were not inside of the truck. But what I did find out is that there's a strong possibility that all of those other takes were also of Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey as Joel and Ellie inside the truck. Now, even though there's a camera guy in the back of the truck, like we see in one of those photos, the apparatus on top of the truck is not a camera, that's actually the driver. So the driver is sitting on top, driving the truck, and the actor inside is not actually driving. They're most likely doing a scene where they have to do a lot of talking, so they can't really multitask and do their acting and drive. So because of that, there's a driver on top doing the actual driving and the person sitting in the truck is just doing the acting, which means that that is most certainly Pedro Pascal in the driver's seat. And on the passenger side, it looks like there was someone, a smaller person sitting on the passenger side. That was most likely Bella Ramsey as Ellie. And if you pay attention, it seems like there's some sort of a black curtain around this area, which I'm assuming is used so that they could put blue screens on the inside and they could film facing one direction. And in that take, it'll probably be a scene where Joel and Ellie are in some sort of a conversation and it's just filming the angles where you could only see one side of the truck. I think there was even some takes where it was the opposite, where it was pointing towards Bella Ramsey instead of Pedro Pascal. So those are probably going to be the takes that are going to be combined in some ways so that it's one full scene when it actually comes out. But with that said, let's talk about the set walkthrough. Obviously, after the filming was done, they opened up the road so that fans could just walk through the set and take pictures. And I was able to capture a lot of pretty awesome pictures of the debris on the ground and also the vehicles that they were using. So we can see a lot of the cars have that same kind of dirt, rust feel to them, just like what we've seen in other locations that we've talked about in the past. The other thing I do want to mention is going back to the conversation about how this is supposed to be Kansas City. The bus has the letters K and C on it, which could very well be for Kansas City. The police car also has KCM on it, which I'm assuming stands for Kansas City Metro Police or something along those lines. But here's another picture of the bus from a different angle. Not much to say, it's just pretty cool to see all of these vehicles up close and personal, and we can definitely see that the attention to details is insane because it not only looks apocalyptic on the outside, the inside of the cars also look apocalyptic, and there's a lot of torn seats and leaves and things like that in the car to make sure that it matches the outside look. So that's pretty awesome. Here's a shot of the ambulance that was there. We can also see KC on the ambulance, further proving that this is most likely a Kansas City ambulance. We can see another car right here, and again another shot of the mini car here, and then another one of the ambulance. And if you take a look at the license plate, you do see City of Kansas City, Missouri. Other than this particular location, in some of the other locations that we've talked about on this channel, there were also newspapers on storefronts which had Kansas City on them as well, and also there was a Kansas City storage sign, and also the license plates for the other vehicles in the other locations were also for Kansas City. Then we have another shot of the cars here. Not much to say about them. It's just pretty cool to see all of these vehicles up close and personal. We have another shot of the ambulance. If you look inside the back of the ambulance, again, the attention to detail is insane because it looks like it's been raided and there's been a lot of activity inside of that ambulance. I'm assuming that the backstory for this would be that someone turned inside of the ambulance and attacked the paramedics or something to that effect. We see another shot of the ambulance here and another shot of a set vehicle right here. With this out of the way, I'm going to show you a few short clips of me walking through some of these set locations. So we can see all of those vehicles right here. And this is obviously in front of the Globe Cinema, which is a real cinema in downtown Calgary. So they didn't change that. And then we have another clip here. Obviously, there's a lot of leaves and debris on the ground. The debris is actually not real. It's foam. It's actually pretty soft. You could easily walk on it. So all of that is fake. But we do see all of the vehicles in the background. The ambulance is all the way in front, right there. And then we have another shot right here of that same area. Not too much to say here. Obviously, the biggest thing is that they've decorated a lot of the stores on the side of the road, and the road itself has debris all over it and leaves all over it, and all of the vehicles have this rusty, dirty feel to them to make it more apocalyptic. But that's pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload on the channel. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.